Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Orr. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this Thursday evening. We are wrapping up our show talking about the Atlanta Falcons and their Week 1 matchup. Now, we're going to do an entire breakdown of this matchup tomorrow, but we're going to go ahead and give you a preview of our score predictions. Who wants to start?
I will. I'll go first. So, just looking at the numbers, the Falcons, they're a 2.5-point favorite. They opened at 2.5. They're up to a 3.5-point favorite. There's still some questions if Brian Burns is going to play. There's still some questions. They should be missing a lot of receivers. And for an Atlanta team, when your weakness is the secondary, that's usually a pretty good sign. I think they should send the Heat. I think that's such like a cliche thing, but really, you talk about a team, a rookie quarterback on the road, a lot of weapons out, bad offensive line. Just heat him up, send a couple guys his way, get in his face, make him a little uncomfortable. And I think that's going to be your recipe to success. And then on the other side, if you're successful in that, you can start running the ball, really control the pace and control the feel of the game. So as far as score goes, I was looking at the team totals. The Falcons are projected at 21.5. The Panthers are projected at 17.5. I'm going to go 28-17 Falcons.
Wow. Go ahead, Chase.
Listen, I think this is one of those games that the Falcons lose, you're completely embarrassed, and all that the happiness that you had coming into the season is just going to be dissipated. You play a tough team. I think a much tougher team in Green Bay next week at home. You could be staring 0-2 down the barrel with 2 home games under your belt. And you also got to go play Jacksonville in a couple weeks. I mean, it could get ugly quick. Like, this is a must-win game. I know that's stupid to say, but you got to win this game in a division that's going to be like this. You've got to win this game, and I think it's a perfect storm. We talked about the Panthers' offensive line, very bad. We talked about the Falcons' defensive line should be much improved. This pass rush should be able to get after Bryce Young, who I think we all think is good. But when you're playing behind an awful offensive line with almost no receivers, even the receivers they have aren't good, and they could be missing a couple of their top guys. They have no weapons. They shouldn't be able to run the ball, and they shouldn't be able to protect the quarterback. There's really no way that they should be able to score many points in this game. And I think we all believe in the Falcons offense. I do think the Panthers will be able to slow them down. Ritter's got to hang on to the ball and make good decisions. I could see it being closer than people expect, in the sense that it could be like 20-14. Maybe the Panthers are able to keep the Falcons under wrap in a Week 1. Maybe it's 20-17. But the Falcons got to win this game. It's a divisional matchup in a division that's going to be very tight. And you got some good,
rookie quarterbacks, like we said yesterday, 0-12-1 since 2000.
And 0-12-1 against the spread, and 0-13 against the spread. So not only are they losing games, they're not covering spreads. So this is just yet only 25% of the bets are on the Panthers, and you kind of feel like something could get wonky. When a line's 3.5, I just assume it's going to be a 3-point game. 2017 Falcons.
Listen, I hope you guys can take some of my confidence, whether it's the viewers or if it's you two. This one will not be close. I do expect Bryce Young to pull some magic, whether it be, they're down, 2-3 scores and he comes down and does some crazy stuff that probably shouldn't, but he's the first overall pick. We saw what he did at Alabama. He's capable of doing stuff like that. Or if it's the first drive, I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers go up 7-0 and then don't score again until the fourth quarter. That's how bad this Panthers offensive line is. It is terrible. Jake has talked about it ad nauseum about how they looked pathetic against the Jets defensive line. And granted, the Jets defensive line's top 3, top 2 in the league. But this Falcons revamped group is something serious. I believe in Ryan Nielsen. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder. They are excited for this season. Just look and listen to Arthur Smith. He's finally got a competitive roster. I really don't think this one's close. I'm going to go 28-13.
Yeah, that's what we're all hoping. Listen, everything tells you when you really look at this, not from an outside perspective that people may not know, and they're just laying bets down on the NFL in Week 1. But when you really look at this matchup, I have a hard time. I just think about all the times when Matt Ryan went out with much better teams, but Julio and Calvin Ridley were out and they had no offensive line. And it didn't matter that Matt Ryan was still kind of in his prime at that point. He wasn't putting up points. It just wasn't happening. I can't imagine Bryce Young's going to do that against a defense we think is going to be much improved. So I agree. We should win this game. And that's why I'm saying
it is. The only thing that I'll say It's a division game, and I think that's one of the things where division games
And it's
tend to
week
be a
one.
little bit closer.
And it's
Yeah,
week
I don't care about either of those things. A talk is cheap. I know all that stuff, but I mean, pound for pound, paper for paper. Frank Reich, all the respect in the world. He got fired for a reason. Arthur Smith's the real deal. I believe in Ryan Nielsen. This team's got some energy around him. That place is going to be bumping because fans are excited for the first time in a long time. Even last year when we had Marcus Mariota, we were bumping that stadium against the Saints. Yes, we lost, but nobody expected that game to be really even close. This is going to be different. I'm not saying the Falcons are going to go win the Super Bowl, but they're better than the Panthers. And it's not even close.
I don't know. Well, we got some thin margins in the NFL. That's all.
I
Well,
agree.
when we come back on the show and I say, I told you so, you guys can kiss the ring.
I said they were
agree,
going to
right? No one's
you did.
disagreeing with you. We got to wrap up the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back with you on Friday.